Welcome to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul is here. I got Kevin Carter to my right-hand side.
Hello.
I got John Orr, our weekend correspondent, joining us during the week. And I also got the editor-in-chief of the Hardwood Nation, Mr. C.L. Anthony. John, how you doing, sir?
Good. It's a hump day visit by me. I've been in and out a lot lately with work. So I'm glad to get in and talk about a very loaded week one in the NFL.
Exactly. Mr. C.L., how you doing, sir?
Good, brother. How you?
I'm hanging in there, man. Mr. Carter?
What?
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
Good to know. Well, hey, guys, this is our 40th episode.
40th!
40th. We're keeping it going, so, but...
We went over my age.
But
barely.
We're going to...
Barely. Yeah, exactly.
Barely. There we go. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start it off here, of course, which you've been on, of course, all over the news, TV, tablets, internet. Everybody's seen the Ray Rice video. We talked about it where they released a video of actually the elevator, him in the elevator in the video. And I'm trying to say this, I'm being discreet and not try to offend anybody, but he definitely did through a uppercut punch and hit his now wife, Jermaine Rice. And so now it's all this backlash going across and everything like that. And finally, NFL that had suspended him for 2 games is now they suspend him indefinitely, and the Ravens are not cutting him. So yeah. I'm going to go with you, Ken. What are your thoughts on the video? Because I'm sure you saw the video.
The video is disgusting, disturbing, all those D words you can think of. Dickhead. Hey, that's another D word you can think of. But mine goes to from the video to now all of a sudden, because we've seen the video, the NFL wants to suspend him indefinitely, and the Ravens want to cut him. Look here, you can tell by the first video that he did something atrocious. He dragged her out, unconscious, out of the elevator. You didn't need to see the other video to know what he did. He admitted to hitting her. You've seen the video of her dragging her out of the thing. Was that not good enough to suspend him indefinitely and to cut his contract? But now, since the public saw the video of him actually doing it, well, that was enough. But it wasn't enough with the dragging her out unconscious and him admitting that he hit her and everything like that. That should have been the one right there. This shouldn't have even been, thought about. Even if they didn't see the video, like they're saying the NFL didn't see this video and everything like that, it shouldn't have mattered. Because we all saw the first video. He drags her out of the thing. He admits to hitting her. What did you think happened in there? They were playing tiddlywinks, and he accidentally poked her in the nose or something and knocked her out?
Shit.
Did she have a friggin' whatever and then collapse? Or what? What did you think happened in there after he admitted that that's what happened? I'm like, dude, you should have done this from the get-go. This should have been what you did from the get-go. We shouldn't have had to stop and watched a second video for you to all of a sudden go, well, now it's out in the public. Now we need to do something about it. You should have done this from the get-go, and it shouldn't have been an issue after that. But the video itself was it was horrible.
Your thoughts, Mr. Orr?
Screwed the pooch. That is the best way to describe what the NFL did. I saw the video myself. I looked at it. My blood ran cold when I saw the video. Mm-hmm. I've been desensitized things I've seen in my life the past few years, and my blood ran cold. And what people don't realize, if you watch the video, he puts his hands on her twice.
Yep.
It's not just once. He walks in and pops her across the forehead lightly in the elevator. She charges him, then he pops her. Mm-hmm. Now, for everybody who wants to praise the Ravens for letting him go and all this, remember this. The Baltimore Ravens only let them go once they realized you saw the video.
Yep.
They saw this video beforehand. They screwed the pooch. The NFL botched this from the get-go. Goodell botched it. It was done. They tried to do damage control, and now that they're doing damage control way too late. And I don't believe for a second this video was just leaked to TMZ from somebody at the airport. That video from the hotel. That video was leaked from within the NFL to TMZ. That's how it came about. But the thing they're running to now, they're trying so hard to do damage control. They're talking about removing Ray Rice from the Madden game. They're talking about.
Who cares?
Yeah, they're talking about suspending or banning him for life from the game because they screwed the pooch so bad in the beginning of this. They're setting a dangerous precedent.
Yep.
If they ban Ray Rice for this domestic charge, they're
him.
then going to have to ban everybody else behind it because this was not one isolated incident. This, anytime a woman gets hit or domestic abuse, I want you to think about this from a pro athlete standpoint. Now, anyone who knows me knows I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4" and about 240 pounds.
And very pretty, handsome.
I'm not NFL athlete strong. But you got to think about any time a professional athlete, mainly a football player, domestically abuses his wife, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't a little shove, it ain't a smack. When Chris Brown hit Rihanna, that is happened. Mm-hmm. That let the world in. That horrible video we saw yesterday on the news let the world into the ugly situation that is domestic abuse. Mm-hmm. That in a nutshell. So by suspending him indefinitely, they're talking about banning him for life, you're setting a precedent for everybody to go behind it because you didn't have the balls to do damage control, or you didn't have the balls to handle it right the first time. Mm-hmm. And another thing I got to say, because I know we have female listeners, there's a few. There's one young lady named Kristen that likes and tags everything we put. Mm-hmm. I'll give her a shout out. But the thing that I've noticed is she's standing by him. Now, I would like to say that anyone knows me knows I've been divorced once. A healthy relationship might not ever be smooth, but it's not violent.
Nope.
And for her to come out now and to be, well, my family's been put through all this and seeing the video and it's been a rough time on my family. You made that bed. Mm-hmm. Y'all lied. Y'all lying. You married him less than a month after he knocked your ass out in an elevator. So now for you to come out and say to leave him alone and stay back, that's the typical, any psychologist is going to know, that's the typical battered spouse approach to defend her spouse. Yep. It's an ugly situation, and the NFL screwed it up from the beginning. I'm trying to handle it as delicately as possible. They screwed it up from the get-go, and now they're trying to do damage control. Remember when the biggest issue we had in sports was a pro athlete may or may not be sticking a needle in his ass to hit a baseball? Remember when that was the biggest issue in sports?
Now
I long for those days.
Yep.
I am so disenchanted with the way pro sports has gotten these last couple of years. And I know we'll get into it more as we get in the show, but remember when that was our biggest problem, whether or not Barry Bonds put a needle in his ass to hit a home run?
Yep.
Now we've got ugly situations like this going. The world of sports needs something changed. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Goodell is not the answer. Goodell has a God complex, and this proved it right now. Now he's trying to come back and cover his tracks on the mistake he made. You can't cover your tracks once the film's out. I think from the top down, needs to be a lot of changes.
Agree, man. CL, your thoughts on this?
I mean, I can't add too much to what's already been said, but I'm going to call bullshit on everyone in the NFL who indicated they didn't see the video. I'm pretty sure if I was in Atlantic City, I could have got hold of that video. Mm-hmm. So they didn't do their due diligence from the start as far as the punishment. I believe they felt as if the video would never get out, which is asinine and speaks to the God complex that Johnny spoke of, which I'm actually going to get into later on something else. But the arrogance of Commissioner Goodell to not see this coming is mind-blowing. The arrogance of the Ravens to not see this coming is mind-blowing. Like, all around, it's just the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, my thoughts on the video, and y'all three did a wonderful job adding y'all pieces. But yeah, it was just gruesome. I was shocked. I was appalled, and I woke up in the morning and just like, wow, I woke up to this, and you know what? As sad as it is, that video, it's just. And I know, and we'll talk about Miss Rice, and because I'm going to go in a little bit, people need to see this because it's funny how things, when you get a visual of it, how much of an impact it really means.
It's like what Mark Schiller said
right
on ESPN. He said it put a face. You actually saw it, and it put sort of kind of a face
right
on domestic violence now that this is the ugly thing that happens whenever you hear about a dude hitting a woman and stuff like that. This is what it looks like, and this is what happens. It put that face on it where now the public, every time they hear about it, is going to look upon this
Right,
as
like-
that thing that now hopefully he said hopefully it spreads it makes knowledge
Yeah.
and helps with the knowledge of domestic violence.
Exactly.
Is what he
You
was
know
saying.
what sickens me the most about this, though, with society as a whole?
Go ahead.
There was a bigger uproar with the Michael Vick fiasco back in 2007. From the get-go.
Mhm.
The moment dogfighting came out, they were burning his jersey in effigy. The NFL suspended him indefinitely. Before he was even formally charged and put to court, this was a bigger uproar than 6 months ago in February, that fateful night in Atlantic City, when you see the running back for the Baltimore Ravens dragging an unconscious human being like she's a pile of garbage out of an elevator. There was a bigger uproar for dogfighting than this 6 months ago. And that's what truly sickens me about the NFL right now.
And here's some other people that should be extremely ashamed of themselves. The fans of the Baltimore Ravens, that when this ass came running out on the field during training camp, they cheered him and welcomed him back like he was a conquering hero or something. You cheered a man that knocked his wife out cold, and you knew he did it, but when he come running out of the tunnel, you cheered him like some conquering hero. You guys should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, here's the thing, man. And I've seen it all over the message boards. I've heard people talk. And I'm married, Kevin. You're married, Cam. I know you got a girlfriend. Cortez, you've had girls in your life. Women can do things to make you physically angry.
Yes.
My wife is my best friend on this planet. She has done things to make me physically angry. But it's how you control yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, first of all, let's level the fact: fighting in public is the most ghetto thing a couple can do. Let's be real. Fighting in public like that is bad enough. And if you see the whole video, it's obvious they are screaming because you watch the whole video. There's an older lady that stops, walks by, stops, looks back into the elevator like something is going on, and keeps walking. It is obvious there's words being said. I wish there was sound. I wish we had sound to see what was being said. But no matter what, no matter how angry that woman you love, the mother of your child makes you, you never put a hand on it. And that is like, and like Slayer said, Slayer's the nail on the head. He put it. It's not what you see in the movies where they get knocked around. It's not always what you see on TV on the episodes of Cops. This put a violent, ugly face on domestic violence. And it's we all ha about the memes that are floating around. I've been guilty of it too. But the NFL has handled this poorly.
Very.
And the black eye this came from, this is going to be hard for Goodell to bounce back from. This is going to be hard. You can't make a mistake in the way you handle situations and rectify that mistake by pretty I call it giving the Chris Benoit treat. Kevin, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Cortez, see it, Cam. I'm not sure if you do.
Cam
7
knows.
years ago, Chris Benoit murdered his wife and son and committed suicide. Before they had the facts, WWE the next night put on a big glowing tribute to it. Mm-hmm. And then the truth came out. The NFL, Chris Benoit, the Ray Rice situation. They handled it lightly before they knew the truth. And they chose to handle it lightly even though they knew the truth. And if anybody follows the history of WWE like I do, I hate these wrestling as a reference on something so serious. They have never been the same financially or business-wise since then. Because the same people who botched that situation are still in charge. Yep. And they're even handling it the same way the WWE did by, we're not going to mention it. We're just going to pretend it didn't happen. They're kind of doing that with Ray Rice by backing him out of the Madden game, by trying to ban him for life, by indefinitely suspending him. You can't erase the fact you made an egregious mistake. You can't erase this fact. And that's what they're trying to do. This goes back to the God complex. You've heard me attack Roger Goodell on this show before. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's the right man for the job. And this again proves it.
All right.
Right? I mean, I could go about this all day. They Chris Benoit this situation.
All right. Well, let's move forward about this because the NFL response said they were denied to get the elevator video, and a spokesman from the New Jersey State Attorney General said it would be illegal to release the video to the NFL. Y'all thoughts on that? And should Goodell's job be in question about this right now? Because
can we buy or sell this one?
let's buy or sell it.
I'm selling this.
I am not buying it.
No.
I am not buying it. How'd they get the video? How that video leaked? How did TMZ get the video?
How did TMZ get the video? Yeah.
I know for a fact, Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, is a lawyer, a Juris Doctorate lawyer.
Yep.
How did he get that video?
Mm-hmm.
How was that video? Somebody got that video. I don't believe the 11 to 7 security guard at the hotel in Atlantic City leaked that video. I believe somebody from within the NFL leaked that video.
Yep.
How'd they get the video? That's what I want to know.
Exactly.
How did TMZ get the video?
Exactly. Your thoughts, CL?
I'm not buying it as well, and I think that all needs to be gone.
Yeah, they knew.
Go ahead, Kevin.
They knew. They had the damn video in their possession the whole damn time.
Can I ask a question about this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's say I'll use my guy for example because he's becoming well known. And I think he's going to be a breakout. Let's say it was Bobby Rainey that hit his wife or hit his girlfriend in February.
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened if it was Bobby Rainey? What would have happened if it was that third string tailback, that third down back? What would have happened if it wasn't an all-pro Super Bowl champion running back?
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened? How would they have handled it? Did they handle it the way they did because it was Ray Rice? Or did they handle it the way it was because of ignorance and they didn't really know?
Exactly. I think
Situation.
I think it was.
That's what I want to know.
You want to kind of side. You want to think you can side with ignorance, but yeah, you can't really do it. I brought this up to Cortez earlier. I said what they should have done from the get-go was as soon as he went through the court system and they put him on the pretrial intervention, which if nobody knows what that is, it's a thing for first-time felons. If you have a felony charge against you, that if this is your first time ever getting in trouble or anything, they put you on a pretrial intervention program, which goes from, I think, anywhere from 6 months to a year. They put you on this program, you have to do these certain things, do all this stuff, and then you're free and clear of the charges. What the NFL should have done was as soon as they put him on this program, they should have said, well, you know what, we're going to tell you what, we're going to let you handle this, we're going to let you be on that program, but you cannot play football until you're done with this program. That means you have to follow that program all the way out, and then as soon as you're done with it, we'll think about bringing you back into professional football. If they would have done that, it would have been almost a year span that it would have been this whole football season that he would not have been able to play. People would have been happier with that than this 2-game bullshit that they come up with right from the get-go. That's what the NFL should have done. If they would have done that from the get-go, this video probably would have never came out. The other stuff probably would have never came out. And everybody would have been happy because he would have been already suspended for a year. And you would have set a precedence for if this happens anywhere else, that this is the precedence that's going to happen. If you get put on this program, you got to do that program, and then you can come back to play football if we deem that you're good enough or you're stable enough now to be able to come and play football. That's what it should have been done. But they completely botched it when they did the two game bull crap. They could have solved it all right then. They completely botched this without a shadow of a doubt, without a doubt in my mind. It was just a stupid way they did it. And it's just like I said before. Did Roger Goodell have Ray Rice on his fantasy team? Because that's the only reason he gave him 2 games, which in terms is what John said. Because it's Ray Rice. Is that the reason you did that? If this would have been a lesser-known person, would he have got a stiffer penalty? But that's what they should have done. They should have set the precedence early on, and we wouldn't be having this kind of conversation right now.
It's that knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
It's that I have a child, you have a child, Kevin, I'm not sure about you. Your child acts up in public, what's the first thing you want to do? Swat him on the ass.
But you're not.
Is it always the right thing? No, it's that knee-jerk reaction. They don't listen, you pop it. The NFL wanted to have the quick fix. They know domestic violence is such a sensitive issue in society. It's such a sensitive issue in society with millions of women and men being reported domestic abuse every day. That they wanted to have the right situation right there. They didn't want to sit back and wait on it when they very well should. They should have sat back and assessed the situation. However, I want to play the devil's advocate. I want to ask Cortez. I believe all four of us have separate favorite teams here.
Yep.
I want to ask one simple question. Say a year from now, Ray Rice comes up, they lift the suspension. Would you welcome him on your team's roster? Would you support the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Denver Nuggets? And Cam, I apologize, I don't know who your team is.
The Washington Redskins.
The Denver Broncos, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He's a Redskins fan.
Would you welcome them?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
No.
See, this is where I differ a little bit. I would say everyone deserves a second chance. I can welcome them. Would I completely forgive him or respect him? Would you see me rocking a god awful new Buccaneer color Ray Rice jersey? Absolutely not. But I do believe everyone deserves a second chance.
But here's the reason. I say no. He's going to be a 30-year-old running back who's been out of the league for a year and he only runs for 2.2 yards. I don't need that kind of guy on my team because I don't need that kind of running back. So I'm saying it from a
statistically no.
I'm saying it from a football standpoint.
Would you feel comfortable rooting for Ray Rice?
Oh hell no, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't feel morally either, but I wouldn't want him on my team from a football standpoint. Much less the other stuff that would come with it either. I wouldn't want that kind of stuff upon my football team either.
Man, go ahead.
The thing that sickens me the most about this as well is how they handle this. Is I go back to another one another huge issue that often gets overlooked in society, overlooked in the NFL history, and that's the Dante Stallworth incident.
Oh God, yeah.
See, I say that, and a lot of people forget that. He was welcomed back into the league after drunkenly killing a man. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, his career fizzled. He was really a great receiver before then, but nobody seemed to bother. So it's okay to kill a human being, drunkenly, carelessly kill a human being. But you dogfight or you beat your spouse, which are both completely unacceptable in my book, too. I'm not defending it, is a more punishable crime. That's what blows my mind and baffles me about society. I don't bring up Ray Lewis because Ray Lewis was acquitted. The jury was found innocent. The jury of his peers.
What about Ben Roethlisberger?
I don't give a shit about public opinion. The court of public opinion does not mean nothing to me. The man was found innocent. He's innocent. But it just makes you wonder. I would like to get a poll of all our fans on Facebook of who would welcome Ray Rice on their team a year from now. Like if week 2 at the NFL season next season comes up and your team signed Ray Rice, would you be happy?
Gotcha. Go ahead, Cam.
No, I was just going to say that he can get a second chance in the CFL if he wants, but not in the NFL.
You don't think no team's going to take a chance on him?
I would say if I was making those decisions, he would never play in the NFL again.
Yep.
Point blank, period. Because I wouldn't want to put my franchise under that scrutiny. So can he get a second chance? Yeah. He can play in one of these minor leagues, but he would never play in the NFL again.
Well, and the bad part...
people said the same thing about Vic. They said Vic was done. He was gone. He was done. No team was going to touch him. If I remember correctly, Michael Vick has made 2 Pro Bowls in the playoffs since he got back. He has been welcomed back into the league.
See the thing about this, John Doe, is that imagine that as a video aspect. You seeing that literally dogfighting. People's got this visual aspect of someone getting hit. And so we know what dogfighting is, but imagine you see a video of that.
No, it wasn't much. It wasn't much. Imagine if you seen a video.
I'm just asking. I know. I see. I'm not defending him. I see where you're getting at. But I'm just asking in a roundabout way. Now, granted, I think his career is done, partially because of his video and partially what Kevin said. He's going to be 30 years old, and for some reason, 30-year-old running backs they put him out the pasture. But I just ask from that standpoint of do you think someone's going to take a chance on him eventually? Someone took a chance on Michael Vick. Someone took a chance on Michael Sam. I'm not saying Sam's problem is nothing like Rice's, so I don't want no damn emails. But someone took a chance on other controversial people in the past.
Go ahead,
do you think there's going to be a year from now a team out there where someone takes a chance and, you know what, Ray? We want you in our locker room. No, we want you in our roster.
Cortez hit it on the head, though. Imagine if you would have seen a video of Michael Vick putting a dog in a bag or taking a dog and shoving it in the water and drowning it.
So you think that
let him finish.
Hold on. We're visual people. We see something visual, it sticks with us more than hearing about something. You can hear about something, and you can hear about Michael Vick doing all this stuff to a dog and everything like that, but when it comes time around, it kind of gradually dies down because you heard about it.
Right.
If you would have physically seen him do that, it sticks a lot harder in your head, and people don't forget or forgive as easy if you see something happen.
Yeah, I see you were getting at. Absolutely. That's why I was asking. But the funny thing you just said there is completely irrelevant. But I go back to the Vic incident because that's something we really had to relate for a nasty PR nightmare, which coincidentally happened under Roger Goodell. And if you remember correctly, he screwed up handling that one too. Is Vic was only charged with funding it. He was never charged with animal cruelty. He just funded it and allowed it to happen on his property. Vic was never charged with the actual act. It's completely irrelevant. I see you were getting at. I'm just asking, you don't think there's going to be a team out there that takes a chance on him?
No.
You don't think Dallas or Oakland or somebody's going to go out there and say, we want
Just
you?
thinking of PR nightmare.
But I don't think of it in that way. I think of it in football terms. Nobody's going to take a chance on him because he's not going to be. Even this year, he wasn't going to perform up to standards. He wasn't going to be Ray Rice. He was going to be an older, tires worn out running back. He's going to be Maurice Jones-Drew, if that gives you any clue of what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, in a football standpoint, it makes no sense to go out and sign him. Now, with this added on top of him declining in football ability, I don't see nobody's going to touch him because it just adds now. Nobody's going to want that circus, plus with a guy who's not good or who's declining in his career, it don't add up. And you're not going to want that around your team because it's a twofold thing now. He's not going to be any good anymore, and he's got this stuff coming behind him as well.
Now, one more question I wanted to ask, and I'm sorry for hijacking the Ray Rice thing, but say this didn't happen. This whole ugliness that never happened. Was Ray Rice on his way to a Hall of Fame career, you think?
No.
Do you think he just completely tarnished the legacy? Or do you think he was just another good back? He was just a Corey Dillon, for example. You think
Corey Dillon's in the Hall of Fame. So.
Corey Dillon's not in the Hall of Fame. He's
Curtis Martin is in the Hall.
No, Curtis. Was this guy just Robert Smith or just Corey Dillon? Or was he on the way to Canton?
No, he wasn't on the way to the Hall of Fame. Because
he was nowhere near the Hall of Fame.
He wasn't going to get the he had a 3-year period where he was really, really, really good. And then he started to decline because they wore his butt out. Because that was the time when Baltimore... No, it wasn't even Flacco. That was the time where Baltimore was run the ball, play good defense. He's Jamal Lewis, is what he is.
Yeah.
He was Jamal Lewis. After Jamal Lewis was gone and he declined, Ray Rice come in and done the same thing Jamal Lewis did. So that's who he is Jamal Lewis. Neither one of them Hall of Fame guys, but they got that Super Bowl ring, and that's who they are now.
Go ahead and
but
ask,
he's definitely declining.
T.O., go ahead and ask.
No, I was going to say Ray Rice was nowhere near the Hall of Fame, and in the likeness of Corey Dillon and Jamal Anderson, and you can even throw Clinton Portis in there. They were good backs. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, he was nowhere near the Hall of Fame.
Well, the reason I went with Dillon is Super Bowl winning back. He won the Super Bowl as a running back on a good team.
He was the same guy on his team.
He was coming along, and like Kevin said, he was the training wheels for Joe Flacco. They got him in 07, they got Flacco in 08.
Yep.
He was the training wheels for Joe Flacco. Mm-hmm. I was wondering because I was always wondering if he built. Did tarnish his legacy, or did he not really have one to begin with?
He didn't have one. He was, like I said, he was Jamal Lewis.
He was Ward done.
Yeah. No, because Wart.
Don't get me started on Ward done.
Wart to me was a little better than Ray Rice. Wart to me was stable, and he had this long career, and he was productive later on in his career. But like now, you have Ray Rice, and he's been in decline the past 2-3 years.
Yeah,
he's been in the decline. He like I said, I think I made the great comparison. He was Jamal Lewis because Jamal Lewis ran his tail off.
2,000-yard season.
Yeah, but he was Jamal Lewis running his tail off for Baltimore, and then he had all of a sudden that decline because he was running his butt off. And now,
Yeah,
and then that's what happened now, and he's steady on the decline. But that's the kind of backs he was. He was right in those areas. Almost, I'm going to Fred Taylor-esque, without the yards that Fred Taylor has.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Maurice Jones-Drew. That's that's a
That's
guy that's still playing
probably
now.
the best. That's
Yep.
probably the best description of Ray Rice and Maurice Jones-Drew.
They're almost the same guy, minus the ring. But
That is
that's
exactly,
who they are. That's who they are. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move this forward in this last topic here. I'm gonna go with you first on this, CL. So Jermaine Rice had a post on Instagram, and it quote: "I woke up this morning feeling like I had a horrible nightmare, feeling like I was the mourning death of my closest friend. But I have to accept the fact that it's a reality. It's a nightmare itself." CL, what do you think about her and what she's going through, and what you think about her as well? Just go ahead and give me some of your feedback.
I'm not going to address her, but I will say I will agree with Johnny that staying with him might not be the best idea. But as far as the victim, I'm not touching that.
All right, got you. Your thoughts?
I'll touch it. I'll be all over that.
Go ahead.
You're part of the problem. When you stood by your man 2 days after you knocked your ass out in an elevator, when you stood by him like everything was gravy and everything was copacetic, and you married him a month later. Now, maybe I'm thinking because I have a daughter and I have sisters, maybe I'm thinking like that because of this. But when you stood by him, knowing what happened before the entire world saw that video yesterday, when you stood by him, when you stood by him at the press conference, when you looked him in the eyes of the altar and said, "I do," you accepted to lay down in this bed with him and take it. To death do you part. And if you leave when things get shitty after you married him, you're going to be labeled as a gold digger for the rest of your life. She made this bed. Now, I understand, I can't relate to her psyche being a battered spouse. And I know it's probably a horrible situation to be in. But just like Rihanna, I was critical of Rihanna. When you have the example, when you have the opportunity to be an example to young women who are battered and young women who are abused, I use Tina Turner as an example. We all know Ike Turner beat the hell out of her.
Yeah.
And when she finally ran, she used that as the ability to make herself and help other people. In today's society, with people like her and Rihanna, who are married and involved with powerful men, who beat the hell out of them publicly, it was publicly known, and you stay by them, you're setting a horrible example for other young women who are being abused and beaten by their spouses, and young men too, because some men are domestically abused too. It gets overlooked. You're setting a horrible example. But if you leave and you stand up and say, I'm not going to take this shit, what can she made this bed. Not the abuse, but I will never condone the abuse. But by marrying him and standing by him 2 days after he hit her brutally, there's no other way to put how he hit her but brutally.
Yeah.
And then drug her out of the elevator like she was garbage, like she was a bag of garbage.
Your thoughts,
You laid this bed with him. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I hear you. Your thoughts, Kevin, about her.
Shut up blaming the media. Shut up blaming the media. Stop having this woe is me attitude. This was on you and Ray. It was really on Ray, but now it's on you and Ray because you're married to him. This is what happens when you marry somebody that's in the public eye and they do something freaking stupid. So you're going to have to live with it. It's going to be out there. It's going to be played. It's going to be talked about. Now you have to deal with it and you have to live with it. So either take it like that or go somewhere into hiding to where you and him can live in peace. But now you have to live with the consequences of what happened and the consequences of your decisions in marrying him right after it happened. You can't blame other people for keep bringing it up because he is a public figure.
Does anybody know what the fight was about? I'm curious.
No idea.
Who?
My thoughts on this with her is that honestly, when she ended up marrying him, it's hard for me to feel bad for her. I just because you're like most of y'all say, you're laying your own bed, you're accepting this, and it's hard for me to feel bad with someone who goes back to that, who just clock you and just knock you out senseless, and for you to go back to that, and like you said, just listen, I got all brothers. I got a few sisters that's older than me and everything like that. I just can't imagine as a woman, and matter of fact, as a fan, a female fan who watches the NFL, just be like, wow, I don't know what to think anymore. It's just this is how society. Well, I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of backwards, man. I don't know how to explain it.
Let me give you a personal story about domestic abuse, and let me need to get off this because it's really dragging down the wackiness of the show. Kevin knows this young lady. If he remembers her, he knows it. Well, when I was living in Florida, we had a mutual friend. My son's mother and I had a mutual friend whose husband knocked the living hell out of her on a regular basis.
Yep.
And it became a regular thing on Saturdays, her to show up at her house, black eye, busted lip, busted nose, whatever. And we let her stay, and then one night, probably 4 or 5 times into it, she came to the door, I opened the door, she was busted up again. I said, you need to go home and fix your problems. Because if you run and you keep going back, you are just perpetuating the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Real men do not hit women. Love shouldn't hurt. No matter a healthy relationship, no matter how angry you get, does not involve violence. Period. I don't care what was said. I've heard people say, well, you don't know what she said to him. Women should provoke men.
It don't matter.
Shit. Fuck that shit. A real man does not put his hands on a woman. Period. There is no other way to put it. And for her to come up, for her to stand by him 2 days later and then marry him, like this is going to put a big old Band-Aid on the ugly situation. Oh, I didn't hit my girlfriend. I hit my wife. It's a different story. We're married now. We love each other. Everything's cool. No. You're with it now. So you need to accept the mess you have made. Y'all have made.
I hear you, man.
Now's when
It's ugly, and if people are listening, we probably might get a little negative response on that, but they can email, they can get me on Facebook.
I hear you, man. All right, let's move a little bit forward and talk about football because football did start this week.
What are we talking about?
Oh, I thought it was just Ray Rice. I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Ray Rice, but he's suspended from the NFL.
This was Ray Rice week 1.
He's unemployed, so he's not part of NFL.
This was Ray Rice.
Got to cut him from my fantasy team.
Oh man, sorry, but I guess
you didn't even have him.
I mean, week 1 brought some good games, some bad games. The 4:15 slot was pretty terrible, but I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody talk.
Oh yeah,
Eli Faith.
Yeah, well, even that last night. But first thoughts about the first week of NFL season.
Who doesn't love the Eli Faith?
I'm gonna go to CL. What's your first thoughts about the week 1?
The Redskins will always find a way to lose the game.
Hopefully, you find a way to lose the game this.
I was going to discuss your own teams in the segment. Talk about the whole week. What did you enjoy? Besides your own team?
Dude, well, okay. Long story short, I was excited. First Sunday I had off in 4 years. Saw the Redskins game and just got deflated. I was like, I'm done. So,
nice.
Watch out for week. Oh, you want? You have no reason to talk.
By the way, after cussing out DirecTV and dropping $400, then I watched the Redskins game, and then I got deflated.
I told you.
All right, John, your thoughts about the first week?
The road to the Super Bowl goes through the NFC West, and I'm not talking about Seattle. The road to the Super Bowl in the NFC goes through San Francisco. I noticed that San Francisco looks strong. Seattle's there, but I don't believe the hype of Seattle. Seattle was a flash in the pan last year. Not only that, we noticed very subtly in the AFC East the changing of the guard. Look for the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills both to compete in the AFC East this year.
You writing up New England already?
No, it's not good. No, I said they're going to compete.
Oh, they're going to compete. I'm about to say, okay, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I would not be surprised if Week 17, the AFC East title is still up for grabs. I'm not writing New England off, but usually New England has that wrapped up by like Week 11, Week 12. Mm-hmm. Do not be surprised if Week 17, the AFC East is still up for grabs. Not only that, the NFC South still the Wild Wild West. It's still open. I mean, both games are win the touchdown.
Well, Atlanta's back.
It's going to be a very, very interesting year. Not only that, the Rams defense let me down horribly.
You won though.
All I gotta say.
You still won.
No, I didn't. I lost.
You won. Didn't he win?
I lost by 30.
Oh, you son of a... But, John, come on.
But go week 1, your thoughts.
Come on. San Francisco played the Dallas Cowboys.
The road goes through the NFC West and it goes to San Francisco.
No. Green Bay got dismantled by Seattle. Ton better than the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, you, Cortez, and Cam can line up and play defense for the Dallas Cowboys right now.
I know they call me an Ian nose tackle. Mark my words. Very easy to beat Jim Harbaugh once. You don't beat him twice. As much as I hate to say it, I hate the San Francisco 49ers. I can't stand the MC Hump, their quarterback, the dude from Digital Underground, whatever his name is.
Switch Beats?
Humpty Hump.
He looks like Humpty Hump. I don't care what you say.
He likes Switch Beats. That's what he look like. He look like Switch Beats.
Big ass nose.
No, he looks like Humpty Hump. Regardless.
But dude,
I can't stand Harbaugh and Humpty Hump, but they got a lot to prove in San Francisco this year. And regardless, the road to the Super Bowl goes to the NFC West for the NFC.
All right,
and no one's even talking about how good Arizona looked last night.
They look good. Yeah.
All right, well,
it was just I didn't even get to finish. It was just a fun weekend watching a guy get bro kicked in the face.
Is there going to be a fine for that?
Yes, there is. Yeah, because they called a penalty on it. But he got bro kicked in the face. And Cam was talking about disappointments. Look, you wasn't up 17-0 at no time during the football game, so I don't want to hear about disappointments.
Yeah, did anybody actually think you guys were going to hold on to that game?
No, I didn't, but I was enjoying the whole first half. You want to
talk about disappointments, Kevin. Let's talk about the new secret offense the Tampa Bay Buccaneers talked about bringing out. Did anybody see those two interceptions that Josh McClown threw?
Yes.
Yeah, he fumbled and threw an interception, right? And one
fumbled, turned a pirouette, and then threw an interception. It's bad when all you can do is laugh. Or the other one, yeah. The score of that game was it was Josh McClown 20, Tampa Bay 14.
All right, my first thoughts is that I'm telling you, man,
you got bro kicked in the face. That was still my most memorable thing of the weekend. Well, and Hearns.
Hey, yeah, Hearns. Yeah. What you saying?
Hearns. All I was doing was yelling Hearns.
At Buffalo Wild Wings. Nice. All right, well, my thoughts about the first week is I'm really impressed with Detroit and Atlanta. So far, they look really, really good. Like, Detroit supposed to start this new offense. They said they got a team that resembles the Saints.
It was quick. Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, but you always know Detroit do this at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
They always teases you. But I wonder if it can last.
You gotta wait till Thanksgiving.
You forget Detroit was in the playoffs 2 years ago, the exact same team. Atlanta was dismantled by injuries last year.
That's what I told him. Atlanta had that fluke season last year, and they're back now.
Another team that no one's mentioned anywhere. I know they're playing a weak defense, but Cordero Patterson and the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, good Lord, they were running all over the place. Cordell Patterson was running for 100-something yards.
Yeah, I mean the Minnesota.
He outran Adrian Peterson.
Don't forget, this was a team 2 years ago that was in the playoffs. With Adrian Peterson in his 2,000-yard season.
Yeah.
So are these teams back, or was last year just flukes? Now, after seeing Kansas City, I'd say last year Kansas City was a fluke.
Yeah, because they got
smashed by the Titans. So
I mean, but the first week is always hard to tell. You know what I'm saying?
It's that first week everybody comes out all hyped up and everything like that, and you see what happens.
Anything else y'all want to add about y'all own teams, or that's really?
I was happy.
Tampa's defense. People want to give Tampa's defense a lot of credit or a lot of flack to give up 20 points. 17 of those points were off turnovers, so I can't really be mad there. They did a great job. Derek, they got dismantled by a backup quarterback in Derek Anderson, but we've seen that time and time in the NFL. You spend the whole off season, especially when it's week one or a whole week, preparing for somebody as dynamic as Cam Newton, and then you get methodical Derek Anderson.
Cam's #1 draft pick.
There's a difference. I was impressed on the Carolina side. I was impressed by Kelvin Benjamin.
Oh, good catch!
I've told you since they drafted him. I think we did a draft day show, and that came up. I said, "Oh shit, I've got to see him twice a year." I was impressed by the play of Mike Evans. I am not impressed, and as everyone knows me, I've never been impressed with Doug Martin. He's starting to show that he was not what we thought he was going to be. 9 carries for 9 yards. Bobby Rainey is the back of the future for that team. I know you keep hearing me say his name. Bobby Rainey is the back of the future for that team. And if you ask me, with the way McClown played, if we're going to play games like that, stick in Mike Glennon and let us learn with a new coach and the young quarterback. Don't waste my time with a 35-year-old quarterback.
Your thoughts? Anything you want to add about your Redskins, CL?
I wasn't happy with the play calling. I mean, RG3 actually had a decent game statistic-wise, but
He really did.
Passes the entire game, so there was no creativity in it. So I give Jay Gruden the benefit of the doubt since that was his first program coaching, but we need to open up the playbook a little bit.
Not this week.
All right, you want to add something about your Jags?
The defense was great. Even though they gave up those second half points, well, they were pooped because the offense was going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And when you're playing probably the best team you're going to play all year, and I say that dead serious, Philadelphia is probably the best team that we're going to play all year long. And to do what we did in the first half, we just couldn't keep up the energy because our defense got spent. Yeah. But I like what I've seen from the defense. They're going to be way better than they were last year. I'm just starting the Blake Bortles countdown because I think in that 3rd, 4th, 5th week, somewhere in that range, they're going to unleash him. And then who knows what, and then it's going to get really exciting from there. But everybody's starting that Bortles countdown. Stop running a freaking wide running plays with Toby Gerhart. He's not built for that. First off, he's white. He's not very fast.
Well, with a name like Toby, he's white.
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, he's white. But
Go
ahead.
That's why I was going to rename my team, my fantasy team. Be like, your name's Toby, damn it. But running that stretch play with it confused me a little bit. I'm like, just run him up the middle if you're going to run him. But I understand our line hasn't fully collaborated. Alan Hearns, need we say any more? 4 catches for 125 yards and 2. His first 2 catches in the NFL touchdown. He's been doing that all preseason long.
Right?
Yeah, he was the first person ever that his first 2 catches in the NFL were touchdowns. So it was the first of anything. I told you in the offseason that I was looking at him to do something coming in. So he was a pleasant surprise. As far as us going in, we went in with four receivers who haven't played none.
Yeah. Really
in the NFL. Our guy with the most experience had 12 games. And that was Mike Brown, who didn't catch anything. So it was one of those things to where I like where we're going.
Yeah.
And I just want to see some more improvement, especially going up against Washington, who had some struggles with Houston. And I'm thinking we're a little better than Houston is.
No, wait.
Houston was another team. Houston was another team last year depleted by injuries.
Yes.
The team 2 years ago that was in the playoffs.
But John,
they were beat down by injuries. Now Houston did lose Jadeveon Clowney,
and their quarterback is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick was serviceable in Buffalo.
Serviceable.
He's a perfect quarterback for the first 6 games of the season. Then people figure him out. And I'm not even being funny. When they figure him out, and he becomes incompetent.
Or then
I put the Ryan Mallett countdown on in Houston. I put the Blake Bortles countdown on in Jacksonville. I put the Mike Glennon countdown on in Tampa Bay.
And I'm putting the Kirk Cousins countdown.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins might be in the countdown. And don't be surprised, even though Ryan Hoyer looked incredible on
the
Sunday.
Johnny Manziel
countdown. The Johnny Manziel countdown hasn't started yet. Only rookie we're probably not going to see much this year is Teddy Bridgewater.
The only person here that's Team 1 is, of course,
we'll discuss that.
Cortez.
All right, so, my Broncos, we have a new defense. As everybody knows, we got 3 new players that came over. I want to say the first half was freaking great, man. It was great. We scored, Peyton Manning did what he does best and dropped down the field, and Julius Thomas got 3 touchdowns.
Damn, Julius Thomas, the best player on that freaking offense was Sanders.
I tell you what, man, I was watching, and in the second half, it was, where Andrew Luck is. Andrew Luck, and I'm going to say this, and by the end of this season, he will be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. I will eat my crow for this. He will be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. But hold on, let me finish. They had two goal line stops. They had 3 sacks, and they had 2 interceptions. And we also end the game on defense, which wasn't unheard of for Denver last year. So I'm very impressed with him. Even though Andrew Luck is a great player. They came back And I give them credit, but I'm impressed with the defense. I wasn't too happy with the result because I had to stay up all night to 12, and I work at 7 o'clock, so I'm going to support my team.
Wow.
But I was impressed.
Baby.
I was impressed.
Wow.
You do know why they struggled in the second half, right? Remember? Because at halftime, somebody went into the locker room and changed all the calendars to February, and it just completely fucked them up coming out there.
Oh, low blow. All right, y'all need a break, or we can keep going.
Let's keep going, dude. I gotta be up at 4:30. Let's power through this thing, dude.
All right, cool. Let's keep it going. All right, well,
I gotta go pee.
Well, this is a question I want to go before we go into the basketball side of things. Half glass full, because I want to try to be positive here, but this is gonna be hard to be positive right here. Who had a better showing out of Tony Romo and Eli Manning?
The referees.
Romo threw for 23 for 37, 62%, 281 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 3 sacks. Quarterback rating of 60.8. Eli Manning, yes, last night, 18 for 33, 54% completion percentage, 163 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks. Quarterback rating of 53. Half glass full. Who's better, Romo or Eli Manning?
Who is better? Tony Romo. Because everybody thought Eli just had a bad year last year. Tony Romo, we've come to expect this mediocrity out of him. So Tony Romo had a better game.
All right, CL.
I just can't go for Tony Romo, and Riley agrees with me.
Riley's like, oh no, don't start him again.
All right, you're
Romo had the better game. Eli's games though are better because you get to see the Eli face.
Who outlook season is better though? Who's going to out being
Romo? New York sucks. Dallas is bad. New York is just as bad. And they got to play Philly twice.
The thing about Dallas is Dallas put 17 points on the board against a pretty good 49ers defense.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants had the Lions. The Lions are not known for a great defense. Eli struggled against the Lions. Romo struggled against a team who their defense has bamboozled quarterbacks for the last 2 years. I'll give the edge to Romo in the I suck less competition.
I suck less.
I suck less. Nice.
Freaking Eli face.
All right, so that's no football, and then on the weekend we will go ahead and discuss football and make picks and everything like that. So that comes to the weekend to the folks that are listening. But we're gonna go ahead and transition into basketball.
Not even a little college football.
Yeah, we'll talk college as well too. Saturdays. I mean, we'll make sure to play.
Wait, look! John's team beat up a cupcake. We beat up a cupcake. It's all good.
There we go. All right, so let's talk about.
Dude, John's team's about to go into a gauntlet. Let me just real quick run off John's team: Texas A&M, Alabama, Texas Tech, Georgia, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and LSU are the remaining games on John's team schedule. That might be John's team's only win this year. Okay, let me enjoy it, damn it.
I'm gonna run off mine. Kentucky, Alabama. You got Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, and that one team that I cannot ever say their name, the Free Seafood University.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to play them at the end of the year as well.
Nice. All right, so let's transition to basketball. Let's talk about the email from Bill Levinson and Danny Ferry, the whole fiasco that's going on. It was an email they found back in 2000. You know what? I'll let CL break this down for you.
Yeah, go ahead, CL. This is his.
This is
This
CL,
is your time to shine.
Go ahead and we'll discuss it. So go ahead, CL.
Okay, so there's going to be 2 issues within one franchise, which is pretty disturbing. Everyone wants to jump on the race issue, but it's kind of more so about entitlement and a God complex more so than race, as far as I'm concerned. The initial issue that started the investigation were the comments made by Hawks GM Danny Ferry reading a scouting report on a conference call for team officials and ownership, where there were some pretty negative things said about Blue Aldini. One, of course, being that, let me get to it here, and Riley's barking right now. One of the things, hey, he's 80 pounds. You might want to come do it yourself.
Just saying. Never mind.
Hey, look, I got a dog that weighs almost 100. Mind you, he's 2 feet from the ground. Right. Or not even 2 feet. He's a lowrider.
He's a big boy. But according to Hawks minority owner Michael Guerin, who was actually on a conference call, Danny Ferry actually said that. Oh my goodness, now I can't find it. Okay.
Does minority owner mean he's black?
No, that just means he has a small shirt.
What was it? He should be selling fake.
Well, no, they say he's still a young guy overall. He's a good guy overall, but he's not perfect. He's got some African in him.
That he should be
and I don't say that in a bad way.
But it was like wait. He should be selling.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going to read it verbatim. So he has a little African in him, not in a bad way, but he's like a guy who would have a nice storefront, but sell you counterfeit stuff out of the back.
There it is.
Wow. That's the whole quote?
You have to say not in a bad way, or I don't mean to sound racist, or I hope that doesn't offend you.
Or I have a lot of black friends.
You are acknowledging the fact you're about to say something racist.
And then
not African, not in a bad way. What is a bad way African?
I don't know. But go ahead and continue, CL.
Okay, so again, this was from the minority owner that was on the call. Ferry completed the racial slur by describing the player, who we all know as Lou Aldini, as a two-faced liar and cheat.
Wow.
Okay. Now, this was, mind you, this was during a time where the Hawks were considered the front runner to sign Dean, and this was actually before Dean decided to sign with the Miami Heat. Thank God Dean didn't sign a contract with the Hawks. This would have been an even bigger issue.
Oh, yeah.
So, there were a few people physically upset at what Danny Ferry read, which we still don't know if those were his actual words or if those were from scouts, because there's still a gray area there. And which
can I intercept that real quick?
Yeah.
Whether those are his words or not, he repeated them. And as a grown man, and something we're told, any one of us has watched a movie with our parents when we were a child where they swore. What did your mother always tell you?
Don't you say that.
Don't you repeat what you see on TV.
I say that all the time.
So even if it was not his words, he repeated it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead and resume, CL.
Okay, so that prompted the investigation, which led to the email sent by majority owner Mr. Levinson to Danny Ferry and also other members inside the Hawks, where they talked about the secondary issue of, and I'm paraphrasing here, wanting more whites than blacks at the games to generate more revenue. So that was a tough one, and that's the one I really have an issue with. One of the quotes in the email was, "My theory is that the black crowd scared away the whites, and there's simply not enough affluent blacks to build a significant season ticket base."
Oh, Jesus.
That one sentence really works my nerves because, not to brag, I'm kind of like an affluent black. I know the Atlanta area well, and I do know there's a lot of black money in Atlanta.
Yep.
Well, shit, if I may, risk my man card, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That's it. You're off the show.
Those women are all married to successful black businessmen.
I don't care. You're off the show.
As an example. Kevin, you take bad. All right, you really want to play that game with me, dude?
It's because my knees are bad.
You take bad.
I can't stand up in the shower because my knees are bad.
With bubbles and candles?
No! And Kenny G music. Don't forget the Kenny G music.
All right, go ahead, CL.
Well, I mean, the issue, like I say, is two issues. Should Danny Ferry be? Oh, well, you know what? Let me finish what owner Guerin said, because he actually wrote this email on June 2nd, and he closed the email by saying, "We are calling on you, speaking to the majority owners, to take a swift and severe action against Ferry. Our advisors tell us that there is no other choice but to ask for Ferry's resignation, and if he refuses, to terminate him for cause on his employment agreement. So the Hawks have given Ferry a bullshit discipline action, which we don't know what it is at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of standing by their man right now. Of course, Mr. Levinson's going to sell part of his team, his shares of the team, but they both need to be out.
All right. Well, your thoughts on that? You hearing all that, John? What's your thoughts?
First of all, anybody named Ferry shouldn't be fucking with anybody else. Second of all, in a more serious note, this is what you call deja vu. We've heard this bullshit before. This just happened 6 months ago. Everyone should know by now that you don't conduct business like that. You can't conduct business like that. By discriminating against anybody, you've alienated half your fan base. Not only that, what about your players? 90% of the NBA is African American players. Scouting reports like that, whether Ferry was involved or not, you should have known better as a businessman to not repeat it. So it's another mess. It's the West Coast version of the Clippers. Adam Silver, I praised him with the way he handled Sterling. He handled it brilliantly. He needs to maintain that precedent. Levinson needs to sell as part of the team. The affluent blacks thing bothers me too. And it bothers me because he's assuming that, and I bring up the question, say there were affluent blacks in Atlanta. Would you want them at your game? Is it a matter of you just don't want blacks at your game, or you don't want the mediocre, or you don't want the middle class or the poor blacks at your game? That's what disturbs me. The affluent blacks thing is a very disturbing comment for me.
All right, your thoughts, Kevin?
I can't. The bad part is I'm the only one in here today. Would you shut up? Oh, he's whispering to his kid. Oh, I forgot. He's telling him to go back to bed. I thought he was talking to me for a second. I'm like, okay, you. Somebody was like, go back to bed.
No, I wasn't me.
Oh, but I'm like, Cam, was you talking to your dog? I think Cam was.
No, I was actually on mute.
Oh, okay. But I can't really relate because I'm the only white guy really on the show. Mm-hmm. And what there's,
really?
I guess, if people couldn't already tell by the way I talk that I'm white, there's something wrong with them. But they're like, that black guy sounds really Southern. I'm like, oh, my bad. But I don't like when people get called African or stuff like it. It's just wrong to call people those kind of things, and it's wrong to call out part of your fan base if these people are the ones going to your game. If these people are the ones going to your games, probably they're the ones that want to go to your games. Mm-hmm. Maybe the white folks don't want to go to Atlanta Hawks games. You ever thought about that? Maybe they want to spend their money on the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe they want to go to those two games. Maybe they only have the money to go to those two games. Don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't block out the people that are attending your games. Yeah. Don't say things to make the people that are attending your games not want to go to your games anymore. They're more interested. Atlanta, right around Athens, Georgia. They have that kind of football mentality there, much like we have it here. Mm-hmm. They want to go to Georgia Bulldog games and Atlanta Falcon games, and they want to save their money for that. They don't want to go watch basketball. Your key demographic.
Let's turn it back. Let's turn it back to the court, Kenny, as well. Have the Hawks really put a product out to make you want to go?
Well, they're a playoff team.
I'd go watch them.
They're a playoff team.
But wait, you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper than the playoff team, though. Okay. The Hawks ain't done shit ever. Probably since the 50s when they were in St. Louis.
Well, when they had Dominique. People showed up to go and see Dominique play.
But it's not just that. They've been in the playoffs, but they've never been past the first round in the past 10 years. No.
But
they're usually a 3-and-done team.
But see, I'm not. But what I'm talking about is there are different things in that place that the white fans would probably want to go and see. White people, they want to go see the football games rather than go and watch a basketball game. You don't. What I'm just saying is, you don't say these kind of things that take away your demographic as a basketball team.
Yeah.
Basketball team is a predominantly black sport. Fans, everything. It is a predominantly black sport, to where that's the key audience are black folks.
I guess
Football and stuff around there, it's a different thing. But him saying this, he was alienating. That's the word I was looking at. He was alienating most of his fan base in Atlanta. That's most of his fan base in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And by saying all this stuff, he made a lot of them mad that they probably ain't going to want to show up to the games now.
Yeah.
But the white people, him saying that the white people don't want to go to basketball games. There's other things in Atlanta for the white people to want to go and do, or around the Atlanta area as far as Georgia games and football games. More white people in Atlanta are going to want to go watch football games than they are going to want to watch basketball games. They will save up their hard-earned money and go and do that instead of going and watching the Hawks. And that's what this guy needed to understand is you don't say this kind of stuff where you're going to alienate your whole fan base almost. And he was just dumb and stupid for saying the kind of things that he said about his fan base.
So this is what I'm going to add in. And, I mean, most of these owners are pretty much successful businessmen. You know, they get to the part to where they're making a lot of money and they know how to do this. All right, so he was trying to aim a certain demographic in there, and this is where he missed stereotypes in there. And that's probably what the problem is what I'm seeing from here, is that he got those two mixed together. Now, the way he worded this, it could have been better and everything like that. And you just see right now, when he found out that it was like, okay, I sell my team. He don't want, I guess, he understand that, from what I read on his article here on a couple different media outlets, is that he like, it was stupid, I shouldn't have worded that way, everything like that.
Yeah, he worded it wrong.
Yeah, I honestly think he worded it wrong. Because he's trying to focus on demographic, but he shouldn't just, like, definitely just look at that, like, and assume, like, okay, it's 7% black, these people make this certain amount of money.
He shouldn't have said this right here.
Right.
He should have said, what can we do better to focus on getting 35 to 55-year-old white people to come to our games?
And you think someone being a businessman should have thought of a better proposal and better ways to word things, because
how could I broaden my fan base?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
So
and Cortez, I don't mean to cut you off, but I do want to say this. You can be a successful businessman. It doesn't make you a successful leader. Okay.
Yep.
So you take the product, which are the players. There's no dispute that they're the greatest players in the game in the world. Correct.
Correct.
Just because you're an owner doesn't make you the greatest owner in the world.
Exactly.
Right.
There's a difference there. And then another thing I want to talk about is that this God complex that the owners think they actually own the players. You actually don't. It's a partnership. You own your employees that work in the arena. You own the front office men that work for you.
He doesn't. Hold on. He does not own anybody. He employs them.
Yeah. You don't know.
Okay, but you know where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You do not own the players. Okay. And the way they talk about the players, this was a personal attack on Lou Alding.
Well, yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, that part was I'm a little enraged about.
That part was stupid. As far as the other part, you could see where it got miscued.
Yeah.
On some levels, but that part was, yeah, there was no need to say that kind of thing.
Did you get his statement, Cam? CL? By the way, Lou Alding.
Whose statement?
Lou Alding. Did he just release a statement recently?
Not to throw shade on you, but that was on the Hardwood Nation 2 hours ago.
Oh,
and then another thing is that the players united under the Donald Sterling controversy. Why is everyone quiet right now?
Can I answer that? Because I'm gonna say why I'm quiet.
Go ahead.
I don't care. It's like the lingering part in the room.
Okay.
We've all smelt it already. It's done.
But you can't, as far as the players are concerned, you can't pick and choose when you want to stand up for a cause.
Well, it's not pick and choose anymore. It's an ugly situation.
I'm not speaking to you directly, though. I'm not speaking to you directly.
This is why I'm quiet about it. Like, it's because it's happened before. It's another situation. It's another black on sport. That would be like 6 months from now if another videotape comes out of another NFL player knocking the hell out of his wife. It's kind of like we've been here before. We grew tired of Sterling.
So we have to force a change, right?
Exactly. I mean,
Because let's be real about it. Okay, LeBron James got ass raped by Dan Gilbert when he left,
yeah.
and now he comes running back to Dan Gilbert. So what does that tell Dan Gilbert? Well, you know what? I can say what I want and do what I want, and these players will still come back to me because I got money.
If we don't make changes, what will history do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the players are going to be the ones that have to force that change.
If they're not forcing the change, we can't get up in arms about it. That's what I'm saying. If they're still taking the money from these guys. Why don't we get up in arms?
That's why I'm questioning them. No one else has the balls to question them. So you can't stand up and have outrage over Donald Sterling, but be silent right now.
Yep, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not attacking you, but I'm just saying you can't pick and choose. So another thing, let me finish. Another angle I would go is, hold on 1 second. Another place I would go, Miss Williams, the new director of the Players Association, she doesn't step in until November. We need to hear from her now, okay? Because if they continue to lay down and get ass raped, everyone who's praising Adam Silver right now, wait until these CBA negotiations start. Mm. Okay, if you thought the last lockout was bad, it's going to be worse now. The players' union is weak. These players need to stand up and protect themselves, and right now they're not doing it. For whatever.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, for whatever reason, it's too much silence right
now. My thing is this. If they keep taking the money, and they're only going to pick and choose their battles, when 2017, when that lockout rolls around that we all know is coming because the last lockout was only a temporary fix in the NBA, then we might not have basketball for a while. Because, I mean, they're taking the money, they're being seen as property, they expect it. They're taking the money from owners who obviously see them as property. You know, they'll put numbers up and blow their knee out next year they're out of a job. It's the old horse factory. You use it till it breaks the leg and put it in the glue factory. It's the same mentality. And if they're silent about it, why should we be in an uproar?
I'm in an uproar because I love the game. I'm in an uproar because I love the game and I've loved it for 25 years.
It's not a game anymore, bro. It's a business at that level. It's sad.
Trust me. No one knows more about business than me. Trust me on that. I get it. But what I'm saying is that the players have the power to stop this, and I'm calling them out to do so. I don't need anyone else to back me up on it. I'll do it myself. I'm a big boy. But I'm calling them out to do so. That's all I'm saying. You just can't pick and choose your battles. Dean released his statement. It was very eloquent, and the first line of his statement proved the point. I get it, but where's his boys?
Your thoughts, Kevin?
That's all I'm saying. Where's the boys?
It's because it was one and not a whole team. The Clippers, whole team. He was talking about everyone, and he included icons.
Yeah, but like you had other players around the league saying that too.
I let you go. Let me go.
Okay.
They talked about icons and stuff like that. Everybody got up in arms. They bring it up about one guy that is just a guy in the league. They bring it up about one guy. You don't see everybody, which I'm with you. I think they should be just as up in arms about this as they were about the Clippers thing. But the reason I think it's taking that back seat, or it's not as up there like we've seen prior with the Clippers, is like John said, it's been done before, but this was done by a whole team, and one guy was talking about many different players from the past that were icons of this game. Here you have one incident of them talking about one particular guy and them really alienating their fans. But you don't have them alienating that whole team aspect and the legends per se. I think that's kind of why they got more up in arms, and it was like a sudden hit thing that this came out. Again, TMZ breaking something again. So it came out, and you actually, I think it's that thing again where you actually hear the words, kind of like seeing the punch. They actually heard the words getting said, and they actually heard it. Here they didn't hear it. It was all read and everything else, but there they heard it. It's that perception thing, and I think they kind of got more up in arms because they heard it, and it was about many different people, and it was about that slave mentality.
Yeah.
And this is similar, yet different.
I mean, the slave mentality is still there.
It's similar, but different. You didn't hear this guy use the N-word. You didn't see all this other stuff with him saying those words. Uh-huh. You heard Donald Sterling say those words. You heard it, and it made you disgusted because you heard it. Here you're reading stuff that people are saying they heard from other people and per se, so it's coming down 3 different fold. Mind you, I still think they should be up in arms. I just think it's a different type of circumstance. Donald Sterling didn't want to give his team up. This guy, I'm selling my team right now. I just think it's a different type of circumstance. Sure, they need to make the same stance, but I think it's just that slight different type of circumstance to where we're not hearing it the way we did with the Donald Sterling thing just because of the way it's playing out.
Yeah, Levinson
that's what I'm thinking.
Levinson is already saying he wants to sell a team. He's already out of it. We need to focus on what Ferry said.
Yeah, the Ferry is the one that should be getting the Butler, and he's a former player.
Right, exactly.
He should be getting it from all angles right now. But I just think it's a different type of thing from that situation to this situation. I just think it's different. It's different because you heard it. It's again it's that perception thing. When you hear something like that, you get more offended. When you see something like we've seen, you get more offended. When you read something, you're like, "Oh, that's terrible," and then you have it. And then you have the key words on there that say, well, this guy, I had it from different sources and scouts and everything like that this is this and this and this and this and this and this. Mm-hmm. So, mind you shouldn't repeat those words that you get back from other people like that. But mind you, they thought these emails were never going to get seen or anything like that. It's a different type of, to me, it's just a different type of thing. It's almost the same, but to me, it's just a little different between the Clippers thing and this thing.
Go ahead, CL.
No, I was just going to say, Kevin, I agree with you 100% on actually hearing the audio tapes versus seeing the email. I agree with you 100%. But all I'm saying is this. The more silent the players are, the more weak they look.
I agree with you. I agree.
And the same trend, and as Jonathan said, we've seen it before, as long as they stay silent, guess what? We're going to keep seeing it. We're going to keep seeing it. We're going to see subtle little things from now until 2017. Yep. That's why they have to speak up now, because if not, they're accepting their own fate.
Yep.
And it's not going to be a good one.
Yep.
And as a person, like I said, who's loved the game for 25 years, that hurts me. I'm passionate about it. I put money into my franchise, a lot of it too. I'm about to put money into Cortez's franchise, unfortunately, with season tickets. I love this game, and I don't want to see it be shattered. And this could shatter the game.
I agree with you, man.
It is going to shatter the game. It is going to be the deal breaker on the game. But at the same time, and I hate to play devil's advocate, when everything you see in the media is negative about this, I mean, every time you see something in the media, it's negative about an athlete. It's not helping the cause. I'm not just talking the NBA. I'm talking sports-wise.
Yeah. Go ahead.
John said it the most poignant thing tonight when he indicated what happened to the days when we were worried about people shoving needles up their ass.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
I want to go
that
back.
was the biggest. That was 5 years ago. No, that was about 10 years ago. The biggest concern was whether or not that baseball player was putting steroids in his ass for the spare time.
Or rubbing clean and clear on it.
Now our biggest concern is whether or not that guy's killing a dog or beating his wife.
Or the owner saying the N-word.
The owner is secretly a racist.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's move forward, and I know some of y'all got to get ready to go to bed. We're going to end this here.
What's bad?
Just to update y'all in the Balls Not Court podcast, we do have four of us on here that's on the podcast that is in this league. And to update you, Blake and the Fat Man, which is Mr. Carter, is leading the league at 1-0-0. He's got the most points at 271. Ziggy is second. Teamsters 725 team is third. Alpha Jeff FC is fourth. Those are the undefeated teams right now. Three of the guys on this podcast has lost this week. CP Baller Nation, which is myself, lost. Which I put up 230 points, which is kind of weird, and I still lost. But Kevin,
but
put
not
up
up against 271.
Yeah, this is 71, so I just lost. It's about bucking time, which is Mr. Orr. He's sixth.
Damn that St. Louis off.
The St. Louis Rams defense killed me.
The U is seventh, and the Hardwood Nation is eighth. So three of us had a rough week in fantasy and the Balls Not Court podcast league, and we're looking to bounce back. So
I'm proud to say I dumped the St. Louis Rams defense for a little more effective defense.
Yeah, I seen that. That was fast.
All right, matchups this week is CP Ball Nations versus the U, Blake and the Fat Man versus Teamsters team, 725 team, Alpha Jeff FC versus Ziggy. It's about bucking time.
Oh, look at
versus
this!
the Hardwood
They're
Nation.
playing each other,
and the Hardwood Nation is projected to win 181-25 to 169-57.
It's okay.
Well, you know my stance on fantasy football. I'm playing because the lawyers at the Balls Not Court podcast got me in the contract to play. I'm not really a fantasy football guy.
And we drafted his team for him.
No trash talking.
I'm not either. Just saying.
Yes, I'm not either.
All right.
One of us is probably going to win the league. You know that, right?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, well, let's move it forward here. John's got a nice game for us, rapid fire. A fantasy, a team draft bust. I'm going to let him explain it. Take away Mr. Orr.
All right, the show is kind of heavy with the domestic abuse and the racism, so I figured we'd have fun. We talked about fantasy football in week 1. I want us to do our fantasy football team of NFL draft bust. It has to be a first-round draft pick. It has to be a complete bust in the league.
Oh, that's easy.
We're gonna do 2 receivers, a quarterback, and a running back.
Okay.
And you can throw in an athlete there that can be any position.
All right.
However, our defense, for our kicker on defense, since nobody drafts defenses, our defense has to be a defense from any year in the league we thought was going to be good. They ended up being a total and complete wash.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We can all think of at least one. So we'll do quarterback, running back, 2 receivers, an athlete, and then the defense.
All right. Since I won my game, do I get to go first?
If you'd like to go first.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the most obvious choice. At quarterback, Ryan Leaf.
I knew that was going number 1.
Yeah, I'm going number 1 with that. Can you believe that there was an argument? Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning. Which one should the Colts take? I think the Colts made the good decision.
Hindsight's 20/20. Who you got, Cam?
I'm going to have to sit this one out because I haven't watched football in a while. So
me too. So this is going to be John and Kevin one because I'm.
Cortez, are you sitting on 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna just listen to it.
This is easy.
y'all the football gurus around here.
I guess I'll go next with all-time bust. My all-time bust was supposed to be the savior of the Washington Redskins franchise for quarterback Keith Shore.
Hey, that's a good one. I'm going to go with running back. I'm going to go no further than Lawrence Phillips from Nebraska.
Lawrence Phillips?
Yes, from Nebraska.
My running back is quite simple. It's kind of easy to see me playing this game. Kajana Carter.
Oh yeah, that was one.
Blew his knee out his first preseason game and never played.
Yep. And who better at right receiver than the number 2 pick to the Detroit Lions, Charles Rogers?
Oh, it's quite easy. There's a better bust than that. Number 14, 2004, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Michael Clayton.
I'm going to trump you with a little hometown wide receiver. I think he was number 10. No. He's number 4. He was more worried about his rap career than he was worried about playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. R.J. Soward.
All right. My other wide receiver was drafted in 1994 to be Jerry Rice's replacement, J.J. Stokes.
Ooh. In the league for a really long time, but was just absolutely horrible.
Never did anything. So you need one athlete and you need a defense.
One athlete. Let's see. Athlete. I'll go with Andre Wadsworth from Florida State.
Wow, Andre Wadsworth. Yeah, I was gonna take an offensive lineman and go Tony Mandarich.
Yeah, but that's too
Incredible bust. That's too obvious. So I'm gonna take the number 1 pick in the 2000 NFL draft, Courtney Brown.
obvious. Ooh. Ooh. And
And
now,
then we got the defense.
so we're talking a defense that we thought was going to be great.
Great or revolutionize the league and then be a total complete bust.
Dang, I don't know. You go ahead because you thought this one out. I didn't know we were going to have the name of defense.
1995, Sam White coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He brings a defensive coordinator named Floyd Phillips, who designs a system where a linebacker plays defensive back called the Bucko back system. 1994 Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. They're projected to be the best defense of all time. Ended up giving 481 points up on our defense.
My worst defense, because I can't think of really no NFL team I thought was going to have a great defense, and then had a horrible one. So I'm just going to go with James Harden.
Did y'all see that picture, by the way? Please tell me y'all saw that
I thought we
picture.
were going to say the same thing.
Please tell me y'all saw that. John, you saw the picture?
Yeah, I saw that picture.
James Harden with a Dallas Cowboy headset.
No, I watched the USA basketball game today, some of it,
Uh-huh.
just because it was the only thing on. He don't even play defense in international ball.
Dr. Phil was a rerun, so you watched USA basketball.
Yeah, I wanted to see Mason Plumlee score 2 points.
Mason Plumlee.
I can't believe he's on that damn team.
Well, you've been on Mason Plumlee for 2 weeks now.
Last my podcast, you guys were on Mason Plumlee.
Because he shouldn't be on that damn team.
Oh,
You know why he's on the team? It's Coach K. Boy.
Yeah, no, but shit. God. Oh, no.
Affirmative action. What can you say, man?
They had to
Affirmative
meet,
action, wasn't it?
they had to meet their
Yeah,
white guy
affirmative.
quota.
Well, you know how in football they have the Rooney Rule, where you have to interview at least one African American head coach.
They had to
for
put
position.
one white guy on the
They
other.
have the Mason Plumlee rule in USA basketball, where you have to interview at least two.
Shit, they should have kept chasing Parson instead.
No, he's a model.
They
He's
cut
got-
Parsons and Lillard, man.
yeah,
No,
his
we
name-
talking
his
about
name
white boy
sounds like
quota.
Parsons.
Oh, white boy
Yeah.
quota. Oh yeah, they should have kept Parsons.
Yeah, they should white boy quota. You should have got him just for
At least they could have played small ball with Parsons.
and the women have something to look at.
Oh yeah,
Come on,
there you go.
it's not a Coach K team unless there's one slow 7-foot white guy on it. You know that much.
Here's the funny tweet today, or really, someone asked DeMarcus Cousins, do he even know where Sylvania is? And he asked, like, do you know where Alabama is? And the reporter said no. So you know what? Back to you. If I haven't answered, I'm sorry, but y'all shouldn't be so arrogant to ask us, do we know where country's at? And when we ask you, do you know where it stayed at, which DeMarcus Cousins did, and I applauded. Dude, that was the greatest response I have ever seen.
Well, DeMarcus Cousins a dicky.
But he deserved to do that,
It
though.
was funny.
He was supposed to do that.
DeMarcus Cousins was asking that because he probably couldn't
Didn't
locate
know where Alabama
That's what he
was.
was asking.
Well,
He was
that's
actually
he's,
asking-
he's from Alabama.
He was asking. He still don't know where it is.
So I
He
wasn't
went
saying
to
like,
Kentucky.
but see, that's what people get international always ask, like, do you know where these countries is? And you know, everybody always give a cordial answer like, yeah, I really don't know, blah blah, but I'm glad to be here. The Marcus said, do you know where Alabama is? Here's a map. Which one's Alabama? And the reporter didn't know who it is, so he pretty much shoved that reporter, which I give him kudos for that. You see that, CL?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did
He's
you
like,
enjoy
At
it?
least he didn't go with the Shaq response. Remember Shaq's response in Greece? Did you go to the Pantheon while you were in Greece? I don't know which club that was. Don't you remember the Shaq response in Greece? I know y'all remember that in the 2000 Olympics.
Yeah.
The 2004 Olympics. You go to the Pantheon while you're there? I don't remember which. No, it was in Australia where he said that. I don't know what club we went to.
The greatest thing though that ever happened in the Olympics thing was American basketball fans didn't even know who John Stockton was walking in Barcelona in 1992. If you saw the Dream Team documentary, you know what I'm talking about. His daughter or son goes, "Oh, there's my daddy," and she goes, "You're on the team?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm John Stockton." She's like, "Oh my God!"
Think about it. John Stockton was a 6 foot tall.
John Stockton
white
is
dude.
me, basically walking down the street with the kids and everything. But the lady didn't even know it was John. I would recognize him because we.
Yeah,
But
I'm
the
sure
lady,
all of them
she had a shirt with his face on it. He goes, did you meet any other players while you were here? She said, yeah, I met Charles Barkley. And he goes, yeah, was he nice? And he goes like, yeah, he's really nice. He goes, so you haven't met any more? And then his daughter goes, there's Daddy on her shirt. And the lady goes, oh my God, you're on the team?
Wow.
Just so you go to show you. White guys on basketball team, no one knows.
Well, I'm sure all four of us know. So this is, as we're avid basketball watchers.
That was funny though. I still remember that. That was still one of my funnier ones.
All right, let's close this bad boy up. We're in an hour and 30. So
Yeah, I gotta go to bed now. I wake up early in the mornings.
Damn right.
all right, well, let me go ahead and do the closing. We'll go ahead and shut down shop. So make sure you follow us, the podcast, and on Twitter. You go to Twitter at Balls Not Court. You know, you can follow my Twitter name. I'm at In the Mind of CP. Mr. Carter.
Kevin C 2415.
CL.
At Hardwood Nation.
John.
Kevin, tell him my catchphrase.
You can find me on the Facebook page.
Boom.
Just go in and look for Balls in Our Court podcast, and it'll pull right up, and then you can yell at John from there.
There you go. So like Kevin and John said, we do have a Facebook page. Just go to the search key and type in Balls Not Court podcast. We're there. Also, make sure you do go visit the wonderful Hardwood Nation. As you see, Mr. CL is on the show today. He is the editor-in-chief of that, as I said at the beginning. The website is www.thehardwoodnation.com. It's the fastest NBA news source made by fans for fans. Blogging trivia, I'm sure I get him
No,
something
you're
soon.
not no more.
I'm going to get him something soon.
You
This
haven't.
season-
You
Man, you retired, man. What you
he
I
retired.
retired.
He retired from writing,
No,
and now he's into talking.
I still write.
Right? What
I don't know. Stuff. But, all right, place you get
stuff?
place you can get the podcast. You get it at Hardwood Nation, you get it at iTunes, you get it at Facebook, you get it at Podomatic, Stitcher. Stitcher actually gave us a shout out and say make sure you follow us here. Spreaker is on iHeartRadio right now. I'm still trying to get a link from
How
them.
the hell did?
Yeah, I know. We're
Exactly.
Riley said we're
Exactly.
at Woof Woof also, which is also a podcast place. I don't know, but
Pretty
we're-
soon-
Riley's giving a shout out to his dog.
There you go. But
Pretty
hey,
soon we're going to get Floyd Mayweather to read our intro in for iHeartRadio.
we're gonna have a recap. Well, I'm not gonna go there.
Hey, whoa. We ain't talking about Sam. Just saying.
All right, we won't touch Floyd Mayweather.
Welcome to Heart Radio.
But we know he don't touch a book. Oh, all right. Don't sue me for it. I don't have any money.
Me either.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that wraps up our show. I know it was a little more sentimental and dark than usual, but
Dark. What do you mean dark?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I know, I know you are.
God.
All
On
right.
that note, gentlemen, I'm bowing out. Have a good evening.
Bye, John.
All right. Take care,
Later.
folks. This is our Balls in Your Court podcast. Take care.